Access to water is a basic human right, but poor governance often gets in the way. Transparency International believes that this is where the battle for water access must be fought.
Shida ya maji ni nyingi, hakuna mifereji ukifungua ile ya fio, hakuna maji. Weza kukata miezi miwili mitatu vile maji hakuna. Na saa nyingine yakitoka tutoka na twaje ile sugu kama wekundu kama maji ya ukwaju. Saa nyingine toka harufu mbaya.
In the Kenyan city of Mombasa, residents spend the morning fetching water. Because official services fall short, they rely on an expensive but thriving informal sector.
We realize that the poor who depend on secondary and tertiary providers, that is water tankers, water vendors, actually pay higher price.
This situation plagues many African countries. The question is, why does the official service fall short? And how can the informal sector be effectively regulated?
Nafikiri sisemi kama ufisadi, lakini naona hizo mambo ya zamani yote yamekatizwa. Paipu hazitengezwi, ni mbovu, hazichunguzwi zikaangalia kuna nini.
Many users claim that water provision is poorly managed and suspect that funds may wind up in someone's pocket. Transparency International, a non-profit leading the fight against corruption, has sought to get to the bottom of the issue. It carried out a research program called Transparency and Integrity in Service Delivery in Africa, or TISDA for short. In 3 countries, Kenya, Senegal, and Ghana, it has focused on water services. The program undertook an analysis of transparency, accountability, and participation in the sector and identified areas with low integrity. It showed that good governance can be a driving force for building a functioning water sector.
La méthode TISDA qui est derrière, c'est de faire émerger des informations sur la corruption, de rechercher des consensus entre les acteurs et de lancer une dynamique de synergie pour transformer la situation.
It means that you need to have regulators, you need to have providers, you need to have a high level of oversight by government.
Here in Ghana, as in many other countries, there are 4 main actors in the water sector: consumers, water providers, regulators, and policymakers. Transparency International found that among them, mutual accusations and distrust prevail. In many cases, information is not passed on and decision-making remains opaque. Bribery and abuse of public resources are ever-present risks. Regulators do not have the independence they need, and corporate governance within water companies is weak.
What we believe is that bringing these actors together for them to speak to one another and not at one another, we would have made one step towards resolving the issues.
But what Transparency International's research confirmed is that when water services fall short, it is normally because the actors involved aren't living up to their obligations. As here in Senegal, a flawed system is abused by both providers and consumers.
Mais comment vous avez fait pour avoir un branchement SDE directement?
Xam nga Sénégal dëkk julliti la dëkk xamante la.
Transparency International's experience shows that an open dialogue creates momentum and gets users to participate. But first of all sides have to accept where the problems lie. At this community meeting in Senegal, people discuss water provision management.
Batay comité mi ngi fi. Comité bi la gëj nañu réunion. bokk la yoguma ko comité gën nañu woote réunion ci robinet yi wante comité bi am na moom mi ngi fi.
loolu moom mënuma koo kii moom damay seere daal moom xam naa ne mooy robinet bi bu ñu ko.
Ça m'a donné vraiment une autre idée de la gestion des bornes fontaines et d'autres gestions, des choses, la gestion de tout ce qui est utilité publique.
Ce qu'on apprend dans la corruption, c'est essentiellement ça, y compris que le système global, l'État, est lui-même affecté.
Consumers, providers, regulators, and policymakers all need to be more aware of their duties and their role in the problem. They need to engage in a constructive dialogue and learn from each other. Together, they can tackle the challenges of water provision.
In fact, this program has reached to a stage whereby the old towners and Mombasa Water Company have come to an agreement.
With Transparency International's help, the community and the water provider have agreed to sign a memorandum of understanding. The agreement, unique in the region, has been hailed as a historic turning point. After years of distrust, it formalizes the relationship between users and suppliers. They promise to cooperate, to improve reporting systems and billing, and to better maintain facilities. It is a major success brokered by Transparency International. In other countries, the organization is aiming for similar achievements. Saitan Hussein has also decided to take part in a meeting of reconciliation, a light-hearted one that highlights the importance of fair play. The soccer match was organized with the help of Transparency International. Representatives from consumer organizations and the water company have come together in a spirit of friendship.
Through football, some sort of teamwork is built, some synergy that comes up, and at the end of the day, the user doesn't view the water service provider as an enemy. Instead, he views the water service provider as a partner.
In meeting and speaking in a relaxed atmosphere, all sides can address their concerns freely. So, in a playful way, the groundwork is being laid for greater cooperation and a future where the right to water will hopefully go without saying.